At the beginning of the story, we see Jennifer working late at the office. She writes an email to her boyfriend, but doesn't send it because she wants to surprise him in person tomorrow on Valentine's Day. Jennifer grabs some candies and leaves the office. Meanwhile, we see another man named Guy, who is also getting ready to leave. Jennifer takes the elevator to the 49th floor, and Guy joins her on the 42nd floor. Guy tries to start a conversation with Jennifer, but she doesn't show much interest in talking. Guy points out a drawing on the elevator wall, but suddenly, the elevator stops. Guy starts pressing the buttons, but even though the electricity is on, nothing works. He tries to open the door, but it doesn't help either. Both of them wave toward the camera, hoping someone will notice, but there's no one on the other side. Things start to get worse when they realize that they have no signal on their phones, which means they can't call anyone for help. Jennifer starts to worry about the building's security and gets anxious that she might miss her flight. Guy starts yelling for help, and Jennifer begins banging on the door, but it seems like there's no one else in the entire building. Then Guy gets an idea. They might be able to get out through the elevator ceiling. He asks Jennifer to sit on his shoulders and check the ceiling hatch, but during the attempt, Jennifer hurts her hand, so Guy has to bring her down. An hour later, Jennifer realizes she's missed her flight, which ruins her mood, and she starts cursing everything around her. Finally, they formally introduce themselves. Jennifer feels thirsty, but her bottle is completely empty, so Guy gives her his. Guy also has a wine bottle, but they both laugh because they don't have an opener to open it. Jennifer gives Guy some chocolates to eat. Jennifer thinks they should save their resources because Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are holidays, meaning they might be trapped in this elevator for about 5 days. After some time, Jennifer feels the urge to pee. She tries her best to hold it in because she feels embarrassed doing that in front of Guy. Guy tells her to go to a corner, but when she refuses, he suggests she should pee in her bottle, saying it's just a natural thing that happens to everyone. Jennifer tells him to turn around, and Guy not only turns away but also closes his eyes and covers his ears. Finally, Jennifer does it, and afterward, she feels relieved. Then Jennifer completes the drawing that was on the wall. To pass the time, they start playing games and sharing personal stories about their lives. Guy reveals that he doesn't really have anyone who cares about him, probably because he's too obsessed with his job. Jennifer says she wanted to surprise her boyfriend, which is why he doesn't even know she was coming. Later, they open the wine bottle and start drinking together. After a while, they begin drawing portraits of each other. Guy tells Jennifer that he first saw her in the office building but didn't mention it earlier because he didn't want to make her uncomfortable. Jennifer's reaction isn't what Guy expected. Instead of being awkward, she laughs. They finish their drawings. Jennifer makes a funny sketch of Guy, while Guy draws a beautiful portrait of Jennifer. Jennifer feels bad and says she'll use his drawing as her profile picture. While chatting, they start discussing food, realizing they're both hungry. So Jennifer asks Guy to change the subject, and the two start talking about different topics. Jennifer begins recording everything on her phone. They share stories about their love partners with each other. Jennifer tells him that once she had been intimate with her boyfriend in a library. Guy, who is very shy, says that he once had a friend with whom he went on a drive, and that's where they became intimate. While talking, when Guy is asked if he has any feelings for Jennifer, he says he feels like he's crossing a line, but Jennifer doesn't have a problem with it. Guy moves closer and kisses her, and then they both become intimate inside the elevator. Afterward, Guy tells Jennifer that he could fall in love with her. Hearing this, Jennifer steps away from him. She says that she truly loves her boyfriend and wanted to surprise him by meeting in person. There were some misunderstandings between them that she wanted to clear up. Guy insists that they should stay together and says her boyfriend doesn't deserve her, which Jennifer doesn't like at all. Jennifer says that once they get out of the elevator, they will forget everything that happened and return to their own lives. But Guy's eyes fill with tears. He feels extremely lonely, even though he's trapped in the elevator with her. Suddenly, his behavior changes. Guy starts revealing the truth about who he really is. He admits that he lied to Jennifer about his name and job. He hadn't just noticed her at work. He had been watching her every day. He shows her his phone, filled with photos and videos of her with exact dates and times. He even has CCTV footage from that very night. Jennifer is horrified. Guy confesses that he's actually a security guard in the building, and he had planned everything beforehand just so he could spend time with her. He says that no one ever notices people like him. Then he takes a key out of his pocket, and suddenly the elevator starts working again. Jennifer can't believe what he's done. She tells him she'll call the police, and suddenly she tries to run away, but Guy doesn't let her go. In the struggle, the key breaks in Jennifer's hand, and now they are actually trapped in the elevator for real. They start fighting. Jennifer hits him with her shoe, injuring him. She gets scared, thinking she might have killed him, but when she goes closer to check, Guy attacks her again. Both of them lose consciousness and lie on the floor of the elevator. When Jennifer wakes up, she sees that Guy has already regained consciousness and is sitting up. Jennifer asks him why he did all this. Guy replies that he wanted to build a connection between them and wanted her to know him. He says he never forced her to do anything. Jennifer tells him that what he did was kidnapping. Hearing this, Guy becomes furious. He opens the gift Jennifer had brought for her boyfriend. It's a black shirt, and Guy puts it on. Then he hands Jennifer a box and forces her to open it. Inside are a cigar cutter, a cigar, and a lighter. Guy lights the cigar and wishes Jennifer a happy Valentine's Day. Later, Guy apologizes for scaring her and comments on the travel advertisement playing inside the elevator. He notices that the neon lights in the elevator aren't working, so in anger, he uses Jennifer's bottle to break the lights. Then he gets an idea. They can remove the light bulb panels from the ceiling and escape through there. Guy uses Jennifer's bottle to hit and loosen the ceiling panels. Jennifer comes and stands beside him. Guy tells her that he needs her help to reach the top. He promises that he'll come back for her. But Jennifer says she's lighter than him, so she should go first. Guy doubts that she'll come back for him. So Jennifer tells him exactly the kind of reassuring words he wants to hear. Then Jennifer climbs onto his shoulders and gets out through the top of the elevator. Guy tells her where the door and ladders are. He feels excited, thinking she's about to escape. But then Jennifer shows him the middle finger, which makes him furious. Jennifer starts climbing the ladder, while Guy quickly ties together two pieces of clothing to make a rope and climbs up after her. Jennifer reaches very close to the door, and Guy follows her. Guy climbs up and reaches Jennifer. She opens the door and starts shouting for help, but Guy grabs her and pulls her back down. They both fall back into the elevator and once again lose consciousness. This time, Jennifer wakes up first. She notices the fire alarm system inside the elevator. She then lights the cigar and tries to activate the fire alarm using the smoke. But when that doesn't work, she burns pieces of paper, creating a small fire inside the elevator. Soon, smoke fills the cabin, and suddenly, Guy regains consciousness. Jennifer hits him and ties his hands and feet. Guy warns her that doing this won't trigger the fire alarm. Instead, because of the moisture, they might get electrocuted. Jennifer threatens to seriously hurt him and demands that he confess everything he has done. She turns on the camera and starts explaining everything on video. Then she points the camera toward Guy and asks him what his real name is. Guy tells her his real name and also confesses that he had intentionally trapped Jennifer in the elevator. He says that the drawing on the wall was also made by him, and that he had blocked the elevator when Jennifer wasn't paying attention. He then confesses everything else he did to her. Jennifer again asks him why he did all this. Guy replies that he just wanted to spend time with her. If he had asked her normally, she would have rejected him because, in her eyes, he was just a security guard. Guy explains that he wasn't always like this. He once worked as an accountant. The intimate story he had told Jennifer earlier was true, but during that drive, they had an accident. He survived, but the girl died instantly. It was his fault, so he was arrested, but due to his connections, he was released after 6 months. After getting out of jail, he lost his job, and due to financial problems, he was forced to work as a security guard. Guy tells Jennifer that he just wanted to feel his old life again. Jennifer still doesn't understand why he chose her for that. Both of them remain trapped in the elevator until Monday. But that same night, another security guard named Eddie enters the building with his girlfriend, wanting to show her the top of the building. When Eddie comes inside, he doesn't see Guy anywhere, but when he checks the monitor, he notices that Guy and Jennifer are trapped inside the elevator. Eddie rushes to help them. Using a crowbar, he starts to open the elevator doors. Jennifer is desperate to get out, but Eddie tells her he needs to open the doors completely first. Suddenly, Guy attacks Jennifer. Guy tells Eddie that he's trapped too, so Eddie hands him the elevator keys. Guy says the keys aren't working, so Eddie climbs into the elevator to help. But then Guy activates the elevator, and Eddie is killed. Guy then knocks Jennifer unconscious, puts her in his car trunk, and drives away. He returns to the building, disposes of Eddie's body, and cleans himself up. He changes into his uniform, puts a cigar in his pocket, and deletes all CCTV footage from the monitors. At that moment, Eddie's girlfriend comes looking for him and approaches Guy, but Guy kills her too. Guy then takes Jennifer to a deserted location. He pours fuel into a trash bin and is about to burn her alive. He opens the car trunk, where Jennifer is lying pretending to be unconscious. When Guy walks back toward the trash bin, Jennifer suddenly attacks him, quickly gets into the car, and starts to drive away. But after going a short distance, she sees that Guy is still alive. Jennifer reverses the car at full speed, hitting Guy and sending him crashing into the trash bin. She gets out of the car and throws the burning cigar into the trash bin. And that's how the story ends. If you enjoyed the explanation, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.